So today is the first day of 100 days of self-reflection, and I will be meditating and recording a video. This was inspired by Kyle Cease, I think. This is what he intended, but this is what I'm making up. I'm going to meditate and then share what I learned or what came up or just anything really. So today, right before I meditated, I was noticing a lot of thoughts and I was kind of analyzing them. I was reflecting on when I visited family and things that triggered me, and due to Kyle's holiday survival guide video, I was reflecting on a lot of things that I felt rise up in me, like messages like, if they would do blank, then, life would be better for them. And I realized that one of the biggest things I was trying to point at other people, like, oh, well, they need to do this, and they weren't asking me for this advice. This was just my observations, which were for myself, was that I already knew I valued health and longevity, but apparently I really, 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 really value it for myself. And I was pointing at other people that have health, like visible health struggles, and was frustrated that they themselves weren't asking the questions to get the answers for better health. And the other thing was, I was trying to point the finger and tell my parents, like, yes, you need to follow your big dream of RVing. And even though I had a lot of trips this year in the RV and a lot of great experiences, I keep wanting to tell other people, like, you need to travel, like, you need to see more than just, a 4,000 population small town. And so I realized that as much travel as I did this year, my soul's wanting to do a lot more, and it's feeling a little trapped at the moment. And I know I grow and I am my highest self, like the highest expression of myself, when I travel and I'm out in nature and I'm away from technology, and I have plenty of time for reflecting and journaling and reading things that fill me up. That's when I feel powerful and unstoppable and limitless and completely stress-free. I feel so light just talking about it. So it was interesting to recognize that things I thought I already mastered or had a great handle on are still areas of focus. Apparently my soul wants me to like be intentional about focusing my energy and direction on. So that's good to know. And it also is a sigh of relief that it isn't my responsibility to get my family members to be different or to do this thing. Oh, and the other thing was finances. My inner reflection of how I wanted family to get their finances in order and investments and create the life they wanted before, they died. It was just a reflection of me. So for today, even though it was good for me to identify all of that, I still felt unwholeness, that feeling in my heart. And I was reminded that, puppy dog, I was reminded that it's okay to just be, and it is perfectly okay to be confused or to not know where to start or to feel lower emotions of unworthiness or frustration. And despite all of these conflicting emotions and experiencing it and then analyzing it, and like recognizing it and analyzing it, and then standing back and analyzing it, this was all happening in my heart and head. And it was a really good reminder to take a nice breath. And it's okay to not have it all figured out. And it's okay to be who I am in this exact second with my exact challenges and riddles and lessons learned and lessons to be learned. It's perfect in this moment where I'm at, and I don't lack anything in this moment. And so I was sitting here in my car for 10 minutes in silence, breathing, just full, long breathing. And I didn't want to stop. And every time I meditate, I don't want to stop. I'll put 10 minutes on the timer, and I'll keep hitting repeat. I'll do that 2 to 4 or 5 times. And it's addicting. And I'm actually blocking myself by not, say, committing to say, okay, I'm going to have 1 hour or 2 hours to meditate, and I'm going to go for it all, rather than, okay, I'm just going to go for 10, and then kind of procrastinating the rest of my action-taking life, because I really like to be and think. Like, I just like those two things a lot. I like to be in the moment, and I like to think. I also like to feel. And those are all great things to do, but acting is a very critical part of the equation. Like any of them, it completes the puzzle. And I can even use meditation to block myself from growing, actually, because I still would have, say, some fear that's keeping me from actually taking action and doing something in the physical world. Because for me, up until this point, at times I've meditated and I've been like, oh yeah, pat on my back, I meditated. I did the best thing I could have done with my time and meditated. And then there's still like a fraction of my heart that's like, oh, I hate that you didn't take action today. Why did you do that? And so it's like me being in an argument with myself behind the scenes of meditating. Thank you for listening. This is day 1.